What's going on, everybody? It's the Gas Holes Podcast, episode 12. How are y'all doing? Travis, how you doing?
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It is August 9th, 2:22 in the morning. We're coming up on a day of racing. We got some formulas. We got some Michigan. Over the course of the week, though, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. As compared to last week, which we had fucking nothing. We have we have New Hampshire. We went to New Hampshire. That was really the only thing we had last week. Keselowski re-signed. Obviously the talk with Bubba and where he's going. We got all kinds of formulas to talk about. The remainder of the whole schedule, all the way down to Phoenix, which is going to be fun. And the Choose Cone, of course, y'all know about that. The truck race, we had Xfinity and Road America. And this World Outlaw things that happened tonight that we'll talk about probably at the end of the podcast. So, I got to fit in the Moonhead Mailbag. I forgot to put that down somewhere in here, so we'll get to that eventually. Alrighty, well, do you remember anything from New Hampshire? Because I sure as shit don't.
No,
I remember Kyle Busch blew the right front tire like 30 laps of the race, and I think I fell asleep after that.
Yeah, there were a lot of blown tires, a lot of tire problems. I know Kenseth had like 3 tire problems in a row.
Yeah, he had the 3 of them all. That was weird. I remember that.
Back to back, and then he finally gave up. But other than that, no, I can't really think of anything cool that happened.
You know, it's funny. The F1 race that morning, and I might talk about it a little bit later, but they had a bunch of tire failures, which was really weird for F1 and Pirelli. They don't usually have tire failures like they did at Silverstone last week. And I was like, man, after that race, I was like, man, somehow, some way, Goodyear is still going to top them. And sure as shit, they fucking did it. At New Hampshire, too. Like, how the hell? That's not really a track I would really think of as a tire problem track, but that's Goodyear for you. I guess that they do that just about every track. You wouldn't think it, but
I don't know, man. Like, I shit on Goodyear a good bit, but like you got to think about all the races that don't have tire problems. Like I still think the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
It's just when it's bad, it's really fucking bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Goodyear, the thing with Goodyear, you got to consider everything else that uses tires. I feel like I always hear a lot of shit from like IndyCar, especially IndyCar fans about tires, versus, what we got with Goodyear. But it's like, when you really consider how fucking heavy those cars are and the stress they put on those tires, I kind of understand why they have a lot of failures as compared to lighter cars and,
Well, and the teams push it a good bit, too. Goodyear puts out recommendations or whatever for tire pressures and all that. And, I mean, hell, we see it all the time where I think in the truck race at Michigan, Parker Kligerman, their setup was so weird on every restart. He had a tire rub, and then it would magically go away. So, it's hard for me, like the Indianapolis deal and even New Hampshire, like obviously there was something to it because there were so many teams that weren't the same team having tire problems. But I feel like a lot of the time it's the teams kind of pushing it a little too much.
Yeah, that's fair. Damn, I kind of lost my train of thought there.
Oh, man.
I don't know where I had it and then I lost it. I really felt like I was going to add on to that, but I don't. It's gone. Sorry. Hey, but you know what? We both picked well, and this is like, we've been doing this for like 12 episodes now, and we do picks every single week, and we always forget them, and we never talk about them. But this is like one of the first few weeks that I actually put them down. You picked Denny Hamlin, who finished second. I picked Kevin Harvick, who finished fifth. We were both close, so there's that.
Yeah,
bold predictions, but
I think we forgot that there was a race today too for the Cup Series because I didn't know till this afternoon that they were doing a doubleheader this weekend.
I knew, but I didn't really think about it, I guess. Today was a long day, but it was Jesus Christ, I was up late last night, and I tried waking up to watch everything. I watched a little bit of F1 qualifying, and I started passing out, and then the Road America race was at 12. I was really banking on that being like 3 o'clock, but I didn't realize at that point I forgot about the Cup race, and I was like, dude, I was half asleep for everything, and I was like, wait a second, and I was so gone, dude. It would have rained, I think, and were they on a lightning hold or something? Either way, the race got delayed for a long time, and I remember waking up and looking at the clock. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock, and I was like, wait a second, what about the Cup race? I don't know where the hell I was going with that.
I don't either.
that was just my day. I was just really fucking tired. I'm gonna be really tired tomorrow too. Fucking back-to-back nights, dude. Let's see what we got here. What do you want to talk about? You can see something you want to talk about?
I mean, I guess we can talk about Keselowski.
It's a good time.
Re-signing. It kind of surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like, I mean, okay, here's the thing. It didn't I wasn't like jaw on the floor surprised, but it just seemed like it took pretty damn long for them to just re-sign him. You know what I mean? Like, I figured if you're gonna re-sign Brad Keselowski, it's like, all right, he's still one of the top people in NASCAR. I wouldn't have thought it would take this long. I know there's a lot of moving pieces and shit, but like, I don't know. I at that point Sunday, I really thought he was probably going to Hendrick. But that being said, I'm starting to get the vibe that Jimmy may not be done. Do you get that vibe?
Yeah, I mean, how can you be Jimmy Johnson and just have this year and then, like, considering all the circumstances, and just quit on that? I don't care who you are. You don't win. You don't just win 7 championships. You have this kind of year with the coronavirus and just having a bad year in general and just quit. That's not
Yeah, I mean, when he announced his retirement too, didn't he? I mean, I think he was under the impression a new car was coming next year, and like I feel like with next year still being the same shit, and hopefully everybody gets their head out of their ass and things are back to normal, it would just make sense. You know what I mean?
Did Keselowski sign a 1-year deal?
I think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, even what if he came back and did a part-time? You know what I mean? Like the 48 didn't run every week. Like they went 3 full-time cars, and then the 48 running part-time or whatever. I could see something like that, or full-time with 2 drivers or something. I don't know, but I feel like he's not done. I don't see how he can be done.
I guess, but if you're Jimmy Johnson, I mean, I would imagine you're either all in or all out. You know, you can't just run part-time.
Well, no, he's already said he's willing to.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's NASCAR, I would imagine, I don't know, what's the point of just running part-time? You know what I mean?
Well, he already said he wants to put together a schedule that would make like every racer envy him or something, where he's fucking, yeah, I forget his exact quote, but he wants to fucking run all sorts of shit. Like he wants to run NASCAR, IndyCar, all sorts of stuff all over the world.
Okay, well,
next year would be the perfect year to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. That must be fun.
Oh yeah. But I mean, Tony Stewart kind of said he'd do the same thing, and then he just stuck with sprint cars. You know what I mean? He's not really running. Everybody said he'd be running fucking Indy 500s and all the fucking endurance races, and look, it never really came through. And I think a lot of that was him signing with Ford. I don't know if there's really as many options for him to be running around in other cars and stuff. Although I did hear him on a podcast, I think, say there was supposedly a deal in the works right after he retired to go to Daytona and run the 24 for Wayne Taylor or something in a Corvette with Jeff Gordon. Him and Jeff Gordon were going to be on the same team or something. But that all fell through. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But I feel like Jimmy's not done completely. I feel like I don't see him, if he comes back to run a handful of races, I don't see Jimmy Johnson running, you know, like a third Ganassi car or a fucking Aspire car or something. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be with Hendrick.
It's gotta be. There's no way it'd be with somebody else. No way. I could see him just running another full season. You know what I mean?
I could see that too at this point, but I'm saying, like, even if that doesn't happen, like, I just feel like he can't be completely done now. I don't.
Oh, there's no way.
And it's like there's another fire lit under him now. Like he's running decent again. Like, I don't know. I see him pulling a Mark Martin.
Yeah, I could see it. But
remember when Mark Martin was going to retire and then he backed out like halfway through the year? Him and Rusty were going to retire together, and he basically Rusty got to fuck off into irrelevance, and Mark Martin raced for another 10 years.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like a lot of drivers, especially who had a lot of success over their careers, man. It takes them a while to hang it up. You know what I mean? So
Bill Elliott's a good example.
Bill Elliott, Jesus Christ. Last memories I have of Bill Elliott was that Coke 0400 in like 2012 or some shit, and he rode them all down trying to I really hope Jimmy Johnson doesn't doesn't end up like that. But
no, he won't, because he wants to go race other shit. But I don't know. I don't think he'll even be like a Bobby Labonte or anything. Like Bobby, talk about a spiral out of control. Fucking Bobby Labonte, man, went from a championship to just shit like that.
Yeah. And he stuck it out there for a long time too.
Oh, he's still every once in a while he'll run some sort of something. Where he ran the Euro Series or whatever that one season, like a year or two ago.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's probably fun. I was just thinking like his cup starts all the way. I mean, he went a while too.
Yeah, Terry was the same way.
Yeah. We need to do a podcast on all the people who just overstay their welcome for a while.
God, afterwards. There's a lot of them.
Like Johnny Sutton. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. So I'm really intrigued, though. That kind of makes sense. Keselowski signing a 1 year. All right. Here's the thing. I never thought he would leave Penske. Considering what he's done with Penske, if you're Penske, you don't let him go. You just don't. You know what I mean? Unless he wants to go somewhere elsewhere, then there's nothing really you can do. But that's the least you can do for him is give him a contract because, I mean, he's earned it. It is. That's the only thing. I guess you don't know what's going on behind, the doors with the contract stuff and everything else that's going on. But
well, money. I mean, Penske. He's got a lot of money, but it wouldn't make sense if there's not sponsors lined up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I mean, if Cindric can get the sponsors or whatever, I mean, we saw it with Kenseth and Jones. I feel like that move really backfired on Gibbs. I mean, Jones hasn't been that bad, but what'd they get out of him? 3 years? And now they're already filling that with somebody else. So I don't know.
Yeah, that one I was a little bit surprised by, but I'm to be honest with you, I obviously I think everybody understands why they're replacing him with Christopher Bell. I mean, it's Christopher Bell and Eric Jones. I mean, he's won 2 races, but that's the thing, man. Like, that's a tough one. You could look at it from a bunch of different angles. I don't know if you're gonna get every single damn Gibbs car to run, race winning speed every single week, but Eric Jones has had his moments. But he's still young. But at the same time, man, there's I don't know. I guess people are getting more itchy because there's so many young guys coming up, man. Like the Swerves thing, he got dicked around by 2 different teams in 2 years. Just bringing up guys and stuff like that, like Cole Custer. I guess that's what it is now, man. If you ain't performing, get the fuck out. Like if you ain't winning races, like Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, Toyota had way too many people. That's why I think it was a good move for Deegan to get out and go to Ford, because she has way less competition in the Ford pipeline. Everybody and their fucking brothers in the Toyota one for whatever reason. And then on top of that, I feel like Jones, the only reason this is happening is because of the COVID stuff taking a toll on Levine's construction business or whatever. Apparently he's not, I mean, he's got money, but he obviously doesn't have enough money to keep trying to fund this organization. So he's having to pull the plug on that. So I don't think they want Jones to walk, or I don't think they want Bell to walk, because I do think Bell's way better than Jones. But I don't think they'd have been so quick to just tell Jones to fuck off if Levine was still going to be around. Even if there was like a swap of some sort, you know what I mean? Like where Bell went to JGR and then do like Casey Kane did with Hendrick when he went to the 95.
Oh yeah.
Just back when the 95 wasn't good.
Yeah. That's I'm interested to see where I think it's probably the best move for Eric Jones, though. Everybody keeps on bringing up the comparison with Joey Logano. I don't know if that's totally going to happen, but I mean, I'm sure he's probably learned a lot. Go start fresh with another team and see how it goes,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to see what Christopher Bell does. He started out really shit this season, kind of similar to Cole Custer, but he's been picking it up, man. I've really been happy with he's been running really good. It's been fun to watch. So I would imagine, dude, when he gets in that 20 car, he's gonna be ready to go. But yeah, it keeps on bringing me back to that 1 year contract, Keselowski, man. I still don't see him leaving, but that 1 year deal, if Jimmy Johnson takes it another year, I don't know, maybe he goes to 48 or something, and then Penske brings up Cindric or something like that, puts him into 2. I don't know.
Yeah, see, it's weird because I kind of was under the impression that Cindric, if anybody was going to be in danger, it'd be Matty D. But apparently Menards is really behind Matty D, because Paul Menard picked him for that car, and Menards is pretty much funding the 21 at this point. So like, it's like an onion. There's a lot of layers here, and I'm not smart enough to really wrap my mind around it. But like, I don't know. It's just like none of these options at this point. Like, I don't know how I want to say this. It's not that they don't make sense, but it's like, I don't see, like, it's usually when you have silly season, it's like, okay, you could look at all of them and be like, all right, this guy's going here, this guy's going here, this guy's fucking off and going somewhere else. This time it's like all upside down, I guess, because of the COVID stuff and a lot of the uncertainty around things and sponsors leaving and teams closing and crew chiefs swapping and all this other stuff, because Ganasty's been thrown in the mix. Is Kenzo staying? Is he going? Looks like they're trying to do a complete rebuild over there now because they've moved crew chiefs and all that. I think they moved pit crews not too long ago. So like, that's a whole interesting thing. You got Bubba, who has been offered an ownership stake in RPM, which, I mean, I think is a smart move on RPM's part, because RPM's nothing but a bunch of investors anyway. Like, I don't think Richard Petty really has much of a say anymore. And I think it'd be smart to have somebody like Bubba there who is marketable and is a pretty good driver. I mean, he showed it today. He ran good.
Yeah.
I think Bubba's got a lot of potential, and I think he can attract sponsors. And I think that they're really onto something. So giving him an ownership stake is probably a good idea. But then also for his career, he could go jump into a high profile ride and maybe do great things right there and benefit even more. So I don't know. I don't want to be one of these people who sits here and acts like I know, because I don't. But I see Bubba staying over there. Jones, it's really iffy. It's like, does he go to Hendrick? Does he go to Xfinity? Does he go to Gaunt Brothers or whatever the fuck it's called that Suarez races for? You know, you just don't know.
Man, if you're Eric Jones, I mean, that'd be a kick in the dick to go back to Xfinity. I don't think he could at that point. Like, I think he's too far past it. But what are the options, you know?
Yeah, I mean, would it hurt him?
No, but
it's kind of, he would probably make more money. I know he'd make more money running for a backmarker team in Cup. But still, like, it's, do you want to revive your career or not? You know what I mean? Go down to Xfinity. I know he'd do great in Xfinity, and then maybe a seat would open up. Who knows though?
Yeah, I was gonna say with the Bubba thing, that was really smart for the ownership stake, because they can't afford to lose him. They really can't. Because who they gonna put in that ride?
It'd go belly up.
Yeah, they got to keep Bubba. But at the same time, though, I'd like to see Bubba end up in a higher tier ride. But I think that's a good little match. To be honest, I really hope Bubba stays there for a while and he kind of puts him back on the map. That'd be really cool to see. That's perfect world thinking, but you never know.
Well, I mean, and who knows? He had that cryptic interview today where there was like a big deal. What if they switch manufacturers? They become another Toyota team or something, or even a Ford. I mean, or even form a better alliance than what they've got now with RCR with Chevy.
That upset some boomers. Richard Petty with Field and Toyotas?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
They've run every other make in that team. They run Dodge, they run Ford,
true.
They run Chevy. I mean, they might as well do a Toyota at this point. But yeah, I think RPM can only go up. I don't see them going down.
Yeah, I don't think
they can go down.
I think they've hit rock bottom at some point.
In
the last year, so I don't think they're going.
Well, remember last year they didn't practice at Dega because they couldn't afford a backup car.
Yeah.
So I don't see them getting back to that point, and if they do, I feel like it would be because Bubba left.
Yeah, didn't that happen? Like, there was a week or two. Yeah, they didn't bring a backup car.
Yeah, and they refused to practice or do pack practice at Talladega because they wouldn't be able to race.
Yeah, I don't think
and there were a lot of talks about them shutting down, and then they got some investors or whatever.
Yeah, it's good because I mean, just remembering that from last year, I almost forgot. I mean, there was a lot of rumors about them shutting down. It did not look like they were going to make it very far, and fast forward, their sponsors lining up to be on that 43 car, so you'll love to see that. Oh boy, is this the part where I get to talk about formulas? Do you got anything else you want to say on free agency?
No.
All right. Formulars. How y'all been enjoying the formulars? We had Silverstone. I really like how the Formula people call it. It's Silverstone. Silverstone. Welcome to Silverstone. So it was the race itself. Obviously, was a Lewis Hamilton charity race. Nobody really gave a shit until the end. That was the one thing I hope you remember I was talking about last week. Nico Hulkenberg, who stepped in for Perez, who got the COVID and he couldn't race, so they brought in Nico Hulkenberg, the fan favorite. His car broke and he couldn't even start the race. Poor guy. I feel bad, dude. Everybody was hyped for his return, and dude, they never even pulled it out of the garage or something with the power unit or something. It just didn't start up or whatever. I don't know what specifically it was, but it's DNS there. So that's unfortunate. I don't remember really. I'm always sleep deprived for the 9 a.m. Formula races, but I don't remember what happened to Magnussen, to be 100% honest with you. I know Kvyat ate shit. He blew a right rear tire. It just cut going off into the whoop-de-whoop section, also known as Maggots and Beckett's. I also like how Silverstone has a name for every corner. I don't know why. I appreciate it. I don't know what any of them really means, but I appreciate them. It just makes it feel more official. Kvyat ate major shit, and they added some tires down there on the wall. So the rest of it, though, once again, we talked about it earlier, but Pirelli, to be fair, I haven't really been watching Formula One all that long, but you never really see tire issues like that. And just there in the last handful of laps, everybody started cutting left front tires to the point where they cut the Bottas, and that was a big deal. He cut the left. His left front went down at an awful spot, I think right past pit road, and he had to limp it all the way. And I know everybody was sitting there watching like, all right, Lewis, it's your turn, buddy. There was like 2 laps to go. And they cut to an onboard shot of Bottas limping around, and the announcer lost his shit thinking it was Lewis Hamilton. And it wasn't. But then it was. They're on the last lap, started shit. Here's Lewis Hamilton. And at this point, fucking Verstappen. Way to go, Red Bull. Way to go. I understand why they did it, but this is the only shit you would get away with in F1. I don't think you'd do this anywhere else. So long story short, it was in the closing laps. F1 gives out a championship point for whoever has the fastest session lap of the race. All right, cool. But here's the thing. So this is an F1 strategy. If you've got a shitload of time between yourself and the guy behind you, and you're at the end of the race, you're a competitive car, 9 chances out of 10, they're going to bring you down. They're going to put you on freshies, and they're going to let you, send it and try to get that championship point. And that's exactly what they did with Verstappen. He was, I think, third at the time, second or third, somewhere around in there. I think he hit pit road before Bottas had his tire issues. So long story short, they brought him down. They put him on the tires and lost all that time. Meanwhile, the 2 cars in front of him were blowing tires. And he could have won it. He was only he finished 5.8 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. He made up like 30 seconds in the final lap. That's how slow Lewis Hamilton was, just limping it around on his left front tire. If they didn't bring him in, he would have won by probably 25 seconds. So, way to go there, Red Bull. Way to go. That was really unfortunate. And still, he almost caught him still. And meanwhile, fucking only Lewis Hamilton, man. The Golden Horseshoe is flown around NASCAR for a long time, but at some point Lewis Hamilton got some sort of version of it, and I don't understand it. But fucking only Lewis Hamilton, man. I was thinking that. I was like, of course, Bottas is the one to blow the left front tire, not Lewis Hamilton. And sure and shit, Lewis Hamilton did it, and I'm like, fucking course he's gonna limp it all the way around, and nobody's gonna touch him. And that's exactly what fucking happened. Only Lewis Hamilton, man. But on the bright side, this upcoming race, Lewis Hamilton is not on the pole. I don't know what happened. I was watching qualifying, but Bottas beat him by like half a tenth. So I'm cool with it. So we might have a little bit of a race. It might only, he'll probably get him off the start, and Lewis Hamilton will go by, and that'll be that. But Nico Hulkenberg from a did not start to a third in qualifying. What a beast! Love to see him get a podium. Verstappen's fourth, Ricardo Stroll, Gasly, Charles, Albon, and Norris is the top 10 starting positions. Fucking Alfa Romeo shit. They're like my favorite team, I think, at this point. And they qualified second to last and last. Kimi Räikkönen qualifying last. So that's, yeah, that sucks. Other than that, though, I don't really have anything else to say on formulas except I'm excited once again for Silverstone this Sunday. I guess by the time this podcast goes up, the race will either be going on or over. I guess it'll probably still be going on. So, pick to win, Lewis Hamilton. I guess. I really hope Bottas wins. I want to see a string of bad luck for Lewis Hamilton and Bottas just to go on a tear. I'd love to see him win the championship over Lewis Hamilton, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. There was a bunch of tire issues last week, and apparently the compounds are softer this week, as well as the temperatures are supposed to be hotter. So that's might be interesting. I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully, we just get through Silverstone. And I don't. To be honest with you, I really don't know what the next race is, but I would imagine it's probably a week off, and then it's somewhere else. Actually, I got it up. It's Spanish. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. Huh. Okay. August 16th is what Google's telling me. Well, there you go. Well, anyways, there's my formula section. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how y'all enjoying formulas. All right, this might be a good time to do the Moonhead Mailbag. You got that, or we can go on to something else?
Yeah. All right, I sent out a tweet and a bunch of people sent stuff in, so we might not get to everybody this week. Sorry about that. askmoonhead@gmail.com. If we don't get to you this week, send it again. We'll get to you next week, maybe, if it's not a stupid question. Connor, right? So with LFR shutting down and Furniture Row racing last year, I've noticed maybe a close alliance with JGR is not really worth it. As a team owner, would you sacrifice your team in the future for maybe 2 to 3 years of success? And also Toyota controls who drives the car like they did with Bell and Jones? Sent from my iPhone. I don't know, because I don't think that this is really a JGR or Toyota thing. I really think it was COVID. Fucking with you got to think Bob Levine, he runs a construction company and there's not a lot of stuff being built right now, so I'd imagine he doesn't really have the funding to keep on with it, and he's probably just having to make the tough decision. So I personally don't think that this is a JGR thing. I don't know about you, but I don't think that this is like the Furniture Row thing. And even the Furniture Row thing, I don't know that it was
hard-headedness, wasn't it? What's his face wanted his logos on the car. And
well, I don't think it was just that. I think there were elements of they needed sponsorship and they just couldn't get it. And JGR wanted too much money. But that type of things happened for a long time. Hendrick did the same thing to Joe Gibbs back in the 90s. So like it's the way it goes. So I don't know. It's just business.
You got to think when you're a smaller team too. If a top team hits you up and wants for an alliance and that's like you've been a back marker for years, what the fuck you gonna say? You ain't gonna say no.
Yeah.
I mean, like, of course. I mean, it sucks. Obviously, it sucks that they got to fold like that and they got to sell the team or sell the team and whatever else. But I mean, shit happens. I think it's what we could chalk it up to. Shit happens.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's a JGR thing. You got to remember, too, that place, they had like half their shop burned down one time and they came back. Like, I really think that Bob Levine just doesn't have the money to keep going right now because his construction companies probably aren't doing that good.
There's been a couple shops that has burnt down. Hadn't there? Didn't ThorSport burn down?
Yeah, ThorSport burst into flames, and there was some other small team. No, it was a trailer. A hauler last year, didn't it catch on fire or wreck and catch on fire or something?
Whatever happened to Red Horse? That was the team right in the trucks. Did they catch on fire?
No, they just ran out of money.
Ah, damn. I thought they caught on fire for some reason.
No, none of their I mean, they might as well have. He probably could have gotten some insurance money if he set the place on fire, but they didn't have like none of them were sponsored.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I think did he start that one all? Like, didn't he win the lottery and start that team?
Oh, I
no,
don't know.
That wasn't him. There was somebody else, I think, who started the lottery or won the lottery and started a team of some sort. Either way, I don't know. I just remember he had the knockoff Mobil 1 numbers on the side.
Yeah, that was the team that John King won with at Daytona, right?
Yeah, and then he disappeared.
That's one of the greatest stories ever. I mean, nobody. Maybe we'll talk about it some other time, but it's like some fucking random guy just gets into a truck, wins Daytona, leads the points for like 2 weeks, and you never hear from him ever again.
Yeah. Well,
what a beast, John King, ladies and gentlemen.
M&M Cup Series writes, are y'all going to do another 24-hour race between now and the Rolex 24, or are y'all waiting until that race to do another? And then, do you guys believe in UFOs? First one, I'm not doing. What? Yeah, that was a weird twist.
You guys doing any more 24-hour races? You guys believe in UFOs?
I'm not. I don't plan on doing any 24-hour races unless it's the Rolex 24, just because the Daytona Road Course I know, and it's a fairly easy one. Some of these other ones are really complicated, and I'd probably eat shit. I don't feel like practicing. I don't know about Cozy. I don't know if there are any more for the rest of the year. Are there?
There's not. No, I wanted to do Le Mans, but I think that was Daegu week, and the other one was Spa, and that was like 2 weeks after that, and I was like, nah, fuck it, this is not happening. So, probably Daytona 24, unless for whatever reason there's a special 24-hour race, somebody hosts or whatever that we could do. But I guess we'll have to wait till the Daytona 24 again. So hopefully we win it next year.
Yeah. UFOs. I mean, define UFO? Do you mean like just an unidentified flying object? Because yes, I mean, I'm sure there's shit flying around that people are like, hey, what's that? But like aliens, I don't know that. It's tough, man, because I definitely believe there is life out there, and I definitely think that they probably like there's probably life that's more advanced than us, who probably like eyeball us and they're like, what the fuck are these people doing? I just have a hard time wrapping my head around, like, why would they come in and just look and then leave? You know what I mean? Like, eventually you'd think if they've been doing this shit for years, they'd try to come make contact or something. So I don't know. I don't think that there's just aliens flying throughout the sky, but I mean, what do I know?
Yeah, what do you know? I guess nobody really knows. I do.
Yeah.
I believe. The odds are in your favor if you do believe, considering the size of the universe. I think I absolutely think they could be around us. If they're smart enough, or they've been around long enough, I'm sure they have their technology where they can dick around the world and us not even know about it. So,
well, I mean, that's kind of something I was thinking about. Like, if let's say they look like us, I have thought like maybe there's spies among us, you know what I mean? And they're just gonna fucking go back and take what they learn. But like, even then, I don't really know why or how.
If they're here, they're light years ahead of us in just technology and science and all that stuff. So, if they're here and we haven't died yet, I think we're looking good.
So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely believe there's shit out there.
Oh, for sure. There's got to be one way or another. But I hope we get confirmation in our lifetimes. I think they're fucking here. I think they are.
Eli Swindle writes, question for Mr. Brown and also Cozy. So it was released that Bubba Wallace was offered part ownership of RPM if he agreed to stay. If you were Bubba, would you stay at RPM to help the team grow, or would you sign with a team that's already competitive? I probably, just knowing my personality, would stay with RPM unless some team came and offered me an ungodly amount of money. Like, just like unheard of, like would make my RPM money look like shit. Then maybe I would, but I feel like Bubba's in a good place to create like a long-term career for himself. Because you also got to think a few steps ahead. Okay, what if you go to that big team and then, first race out, get a fucking concussion, you're out half the year, and then you come back and you just run like shit, and then you get dropped and you never heard from again. You know what I mean? At least with an ownership stake, if you sign that contract, go out there, fucking get the hell knocked out of you, and then you can't race again, at least you have something going for yourself. You know what I mean? So I would probably, if I was Bubba, I'd stay with RPM. If the ownership stake is like meaningful, like if they just offered him like 1% of the company or something, then okay, I'd probably wouldn't. But like if it's what it sounds like and it's a meaningful ownership stake in the company, and then also he's got a lot of brands looking at him to do individual deals, not just signing with the team, I think I'd stay right where I was.
It obviously it depends on a whole lot of things, but I don't know, man. If I'm a driver, I only get one career, right? So if I get a top team offer, I'm probably fucking going there. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not as competitive as you, though. I don't think.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the way. That's the way. It all depends on obviously my relationships with the team and everything, and all the financial side of it. I mean, it's no easy thing, but you only get one career. You got to do what's best for you if that's what you're really all about. You know, if you want to win.
Like I always say.
Yeah, like I always say. But yeah, I think honestly, I mean, just from an outsider's perspective, it seems like that's probably the best relationship between Bubba and RPM. So I think that's probably the best option for him. It seems so.
All right, Brian Green writes, least favorite person in NASCAR. Man. Probably one of those dumb hipsters on NASCAR Twitter. Or one of the or the complete opposite of them, one of the fucking yee boomers. So it's like it's either the yee-yees and the boomers or the pronoun posse. I don't know which side, but there's probably somebody on one side or the other that I would just prefer not to have to come in contact with.
What was the question?
Least favorite person in NASCAR.
Oh, I don't have a least favorite. Good vibes only here at Gassels.
Oh my god, fuck off. Benjamin Easterday writes, hello, Moonhead and Cozy.
Hi,
What's
Ben.
your go-to order from your favorite restaurant or fast food place? Thanks, the Ben Crazy. Me, it's Waffle House. I get a double cheeseburger with lettuce only. Then I get a double hash brown covered and peppered, which means cheese and jalapenos on it. And I put mayonnaise on the hash brown, mayonnaise on the burger, and I get a Sprite to drink.
Man, I'm gonna have to write that down because I had it when I was there in town, and it was quite good.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. The only go-to I have, I don't really have any go-tos. The only go-to I could think of was Panera Bread. I always get that broccoli cheese soup. That's the greatest fucking soup I ever had in my life. Other than that, Taco Bell is like my Taco Bell and Popeyes. Those are my two spots. Popeyes, the go-to is either a 3-piece chicken dinner with mashed potatoes and fries as the two sides. Sometimes I'll fat ass it and get an extra large mashed potato, but or either that. Ever since they came out with the chicken sandwiches, though, sometimes that was always my go-to for Popeyes. Now every once in a while I'll go there, I get a classic chicken sandwich or a spicy chicken sandwich, and I'll pick one out when I get home and save the other one for later. But Taco Bell, though, I love Taco Bell so much, and the one thing I love about Taco Bell is they got so much stuff to fucking eat. Unfortunately, they're taking some of it out. Y'all know. Better go to Taco Bell before the 13th. They're getting rid of all potato stuff. Go get you some Fiesta potatoes. They'll change your life. The only problem, though, is that they're going away, so they'll only change your life for a couple of days, and then they're going to be gone, all right? But, yeah, my go-to always with Taco Bell is at least get an order of Fiesta potatoes. I've been doing this for years. Crunchwrap Supreme's great. I fucks with tacos. I love crunchy tacos. The Supreme tacos, though, the ones with that comes with the sour cream and the diced tomatoes and the lettuce and stuff, a little extra stuff. I love my tacos packed. I love a lot of stuff with my tacos. That's really about it, though. Steak quesarito, those are kind of my Taco Bell go-tos. I kind of, whatever box they got, I could talk about Taco Bell all day. What's the next question?
Oh, man. Lasanario 10, right? What's your favorite pizza topping? By the way, I love your guys' content. Keep up the good work. I'm honestly a cheese pizza guy, but I can tolerate some sausage, pepperoni.
You seem like a cheese pizza kind of guy.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
I don't know. I feel like if you have to have a ton of toppings on a pizza, it kind of defeats the purpose of pizza, in my opinion. I'm kind of a pizza purist. That being said, I love going to CC's, which ours closed down, and I am fucking livid about it. They have this Alfredo pizza, and you get that and put crushed red pepper on it. Oh my god, it's hotter than hell. But oh man, it's good.
I'm probably the least picky out of any food with pizza than I am anything else. I'll take whatever. I mean, pepperoni, cheese, sausage, fucking pineapple. I don't care. It's fucking pizza, man. I'm cool with whatever, man. I'm really not picky when it comes to pizza.
All right. Do you pineapple?
Got me if you're gonna give me a slice of pineapple. Fucking hell yeah.
Oh god. Are
you one of those people that pineapple's just not supposed to be on pizza?
No, it's not supposed to be on pizza. Pineapple though. Pineapple is bad alone. I don't know why you put pineapple? It on pizza.
You're weird because you don't like fruit, right?
No, not really.
Well, there's your fucking problem. There's your fucking problem right there. If you don't like any fruit, then you can't talk.
Well, but even I like some fruit if it's like involved in something. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to sit around and eat fruit by itself. But even then, I feel like if you put pineapple or banana slices or apple slices on a pizza, the juice is just going to get down in the pizza and defeat the whole purpose. I don't see the point.
It doesn't do that with pineapple though.
I feel like it would.
Pineapple? But it doesn't.
God.
Have you tried it?
No, and I refuse to.
There's your problem.
No.
I don't like when people say, I don't like this, or I think this is how it would go, but don't try it, and that's the end of the story. You gotta fucking try it. If you don't like it, cool. What do you mean, no?
Like, you probably like those banana and mayonnaise sandwiches, because Dale Jr. likes them too, don't you?
I had one, and it was good.
Oh, God. All right, I'm not talking anymore about it.
But you have you tried it?
Dan Morrissey writes,
motherfucker.
If you could live anywhere in America or the world, where would it be? Well, why didn't you just say anywhere in the world? Why'd you say anywhere in America or the world? You could have just... For me...
I feel like we critique the questions more than we answer.
For me, I'd love to live in Florida or Australia. So once again, it's just the world. You didn't need... Whatever. Somewhere in the mountains. I don't know. I've never been to Montana. I've been to Colorado, but only once. So I don't think it's fair to say I'd want to live there. Montana looks like a cool place. I've been up in the North Carolina mountains and the Tennessee mountains. That'd be cool. Just somewhere in the woods away from people.
Oh yeah, I'm team away. Get the fuck away from people. You know what I mean? I'll take a house anywhere that's not near anybody. I guess I don't want to live in the middle of BFE, but I also don't want to live really near any people. I honestly love my area in Maryland because we've got some mountains out here, and honestly, if I could just park a fucking house right on top of the hill, fucking why not? I like the mountains. I like that kind of area. It's kind of tricky in the winter, but yeah, I don't know. Switzerland seems like a nice place to live. They got mountains over there. I don't know. There's a lot of nice places in the world. I like to see them all, but somewhere with mountains. I like mountains. Mountains are nice.
All right, Logan Smith says, "Sup, you sex symbols. My name, Logan."
Okay.
Here's a question for you guys. Yes, I said this on purpose to piss Travis off. Hypothetically, let's say a top ride has an opening, like an SHR or Penske, and you guys get 2 full seasons of backing from the team and sponsors guaranteed. If you guys got to drive full-time for a top team like that, how do you think your career would pan out? Would you be an all-time great like Gordon or Earnhardt? A bust like JJ Yaley? Or somewhere in between? I personally think I would be a lesser Logano, where I would fall initially, but find some success somewhere else. Keep up the good work as always, fellas. Well, Logan, I appreciate the kind words, and I really mean this with a lot of love in my heart. But this might be one of the worst questions we've ever gotten. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Once again, like I said with the Bubba thing, how do I know? I take an SHR ride. I get out there, Daytona 500. I get fucking Newman in the head, but time 10 worse. And then I'm just fucking done for. You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do I know that doesn't happen? But on the same token, how do I not know I go out there and don't win every fucking race? Like, it just... I don't like these kind of questions.
All right. You took a different route than I thought you were originally going to. Okay, that one's just kind of, all right, whatever. I'll fancy it. But here, my problem with the question, though, is that he said, backing for 2 years, would you be an all-time? How the fuck am I supposed to be an all-time great if I only get 2 years?
Well,
like Jeff Gordon.
I think he means like if you're an all-time great, obviously it went further on than those 2 years. It's like they bet on those 2 years.
But I've only got backing for 2 full years. What happens after that?
Well, obviously,
maybe
if
I'm
you're
a late bloomer.
Well, that's why he said the Logano thing.
Oh, well, then I guess I'm not going to be worth the shit then. Maybe I'll just take my 2 years and fucking... No, I guarantee this. No, this is how it would go. I'd strap in for the Daytona 500. I'd probably finish 10th. Get a chubby. I'd go into next week. I'd fucking plow my ass off at whatever mile and a half we go to. I'd probably wall it. Everybody, the team would get pissed, and it'd just be... That's how it'd go. I'd probably wall it every other week at every other mile and a half because I pushed in dirty air. I'd yell curse words every week, and then I'd probably lose my ride at the end of the 2 years. There you go.
All right. Sorry about the criticism, Logan. Ethan Strite writes, do you think NASCAR focuses too much on pleasing the fan base and taking their opinions into consideration, rather than focusing on pleasing the drivers and taking their opinions into consideration? I feel ever since Steve O'Donnell and Steve Phelps have taken over the sport after Brian France left, they've relied too much on the fans' opinion and pleasing them, rather than the driver's opinion on rules package and other rules in the sport. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Love the stream. Haw ye. I don't think they listen to the fans enough, in my opinion. Well, okay, I do think they listen to the fans in some regards too much. But I also think that they have to be smart. They do need to listen to the fans, because if all the drivers love what's happening and not a single fan gives a fuck about it, NASCAR's not going to make it. You know what I mean? So, like it or not, they're in the show business. They got to entertain people. So no, I don't think that they focus too much on pleasing the fan base. But I do think there are certain times where the fans don't know best, and
that's true.
They should maybe try to think of the right word. They should be a little more cautious when listening to fans. I will agree with that. But also at the end of the day, if the fans aren't happy, then nobody's happy, because why would sponsors want to sponsor a car for something that nobody watches?
Yeah, I agree absolutely with what you said. My biggest thing, it's like it seems like everybody in charge of decisions with NASCAR, it's like they announce something, and it's like, I don't know, just the way they go about things make it seem like they put things out there and they're sitting there on Twitter refreshing every second just to see what people say. Sometimes I just wish they'd fuck off and just do things. You know, sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. Obviously, the fans are very important in what they think. But it's like sometimes, man, it seems like they give too much of a shit with what the fans think, and a 9 chance out of 10, what the fans think is fucking stupid anyways. And no other organization, sports organization, gives a shit as much as NASCAR gives a shit about what the fans think. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't know. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I don't know, but fuck it, I don't know.
Robert Bernstein writes, gas holes is the subject, but he put 2 S's. Who do you think would win in a fight, Mike Harmon or BJ McLeod? By the way, love the podcast. Then he sent a second email that says, shit, my bad, I spelled gas holes wrong. I gotta, obviously my dude BJ, because he trains for that shit. Like that's where a lot of his he's a big dude. Mike Harmon is big, but he's fluffy big, and he's short.
He's the big kind that you could turtle him and he wouldn't be able to get up.
And he's really short. He's like a bowling ball. BJ's not really fat. Like he kind of, I can see where people would think he is, but like BJ's just a solid dude.
Yeah, this reminded me of a story. I don't know why I totally forgot about this. I think I probably told you about this at some point. I absolutely think BJ would win in a fight. I love Mike Harmon, but he's a big old boy, and if you get him on the ground, he's not getting back up, which is exactly what I did to some fat kid once. We were in Boy Scouts, and this fucking fat kid was talking shit. So I pushed him down, and he couldn't get back up, and I fucking turtled him. He went from talking shit to sitting there, moving around on the ground, asking me to help him to get back up. I fucking helped him get back up, and that was the end of it.
Now, I'm not saying Mike Harmon's like a pussy or anything. I feel like Michael Annett would have gotten his ass whipped. I'm just saying BJ BJ would probably whip most people in NASCAR's ass.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like there's only a handful.
99.9%.
There's a handful of people. Like put him up against Newman, it'd probably be a fair fight. Put him up against DiBenedetto, probably be a fair fight. Maybe even Boyer, but Boyer's pretty skinny. But like for the most part, I think BJ.
Yeah, those are like your two guys. Those are the two guys that probably take him, but that's about it.
Yeah, Newman and DiBenedetto are the two. Those are like my two go-to. Like if there's a fight in NASCAR, those are the two. I feel like.
Where you put
unless
Austin
they
Hill?
Fought each other. Austin Hill, yeah. I didn't even think about him. Austin Hill would probably whip somebody's ass as well. Did you hear Vince Welch talking about his weight loss journey?
I heard something about that, but I didn't hear it specifically.
Yeah, I tweeted out the clip. You should go watch it. He's like, they showed his little doughboy side, and he's like, and that's because that used to resemble his appearance, but he's worked hard in the gym. I don't know. It was pretty awkward.
You're getting good with that Vince Welch impression. I appreciate
that. Tyler Gary writes, subject, fuck. So both you guys have been racing on iRacing for more than half a decade. Who do y'all consider to be your biggest rivals you guys have come across? Hashtag your, hashtag fuck, hashtag shit, hashtag grammar is good. Oh, man, I can't think of a rival. I mean, Hallinar and me have had a thing going in Barstool, I guess. But he didn't show up last week. I think I wrecked him out for the league. But he's not like my biggest rival. I don't know. I don't really.
My biggest rival is easy because it's Preet, and it's always has been, in a good kind of way.
I didn't even think about that.
We've been racing for years. I mean, we've had millions of fights. I mean, some of them have come out good, some of them not so good. But yeah, I mean, I think we're both grown enough now. I mean, we're cool about it. I mean, we were both shithead kids back in the day when we first started, man. I remember we had an incident. We gotta have him on the podcast sometime, talk about some iRacing sometime. There was this. I don't think I ever talked to him about this. I remember this directly though. This is like probably my first year on iRacing. I would imagine first year or two. I was racing on. It was my laptop set up with my suction cup wheel to the TV tray, and we were doing these monsters. It was at Charlotte. It was at the Charlotte Road Course, but it was way before, obviously, the Roval. It was just the old shitty, through the infield, whatever. And we were racing that for whatever reason. And I don't know, we just got to Doran. We were coming to the line. I don't know if it was for the win or if it was for something else. But we got to Doran. We were on Skype. We wrecked. Nobody said a word. I don't think Preet motherfucked me, but from what I remember, that Skype call ended pretty quickly, and I don't think he talked to me for about a month or so after that. So I don't know, but that was yeah. I mean, we've had our instances, but no, it's I mean,
yeah, I don't have anybody like that really. The only person, the last year or two, I guess, honestly, Gary would probably be close to that because whenever we've run leagues together, we usually he's a lot better on the mile and a half stuff, but me and him find ourselves around each other a good bit. So I don't know. I would maybe say him in that regard, but I can't really think of anybody like an angry rival. Also, there was one more question I saw, and I don't think I read it. Colin Plays said, if either of you guys got the chance to do the iRacing Coca-Cola series, would you do it? I'm not good enough, so I'd never get the chance. I probably... The thing with that, you have to grind. Like, it comes down to to even make it, you have to really, like, just put all your free time into the game. And that's not something I'd ever really be willing to do. And then if you made it, you have to do that, but probably times 2 to be somewhat competitive. So, I mean, if I got the chance, it would be cool. Like if somebody like just came to me tomorrow and was like, look, you don't have to earn it. You could come be in the Coke series. I'd say yes. But even then, I don't know if it'd really be worth it. I don't think it's really worth it. I don't know. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I ran the Road to Pro race at Canadian Tire. And I didn't do particularly good because I had a good 40 minutes of practice, but I did get it set up. Shout out to Seth. He was the one who technically wrecked me out of the Oxford 250. And he hit me up like a day or two after. He was like, "Hey, I heard you think about Road to Pro or whatever." And he just, I don't know. He put me on a team, and fuck, here I am. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. I I guess I'm gonna help those guys and do what I can the last couple of weeks for Road to Pro. Martinsville's coming up on the Road to Pro schedule, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm really torn because I'm at this point in my iRacing career, which sounds really fucking stupid, but I don't know. I just never really went for it, and I guess now it's probably my best opportunity too. So I guess I'll see how much I suck, and we'll go from there. Honestly, I guess I want to run probably the last couple races of the Road to Pro and see if I'm really feeling it. And if I am, I guess I'll try. And if not,
I don't think it's worth it for you. I really don't. Like, it would be cool, and I think you'd probably be able to compete, but like just the time, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the thing. I don't know until I try. So I guess how much time I got to put into it, and you put in what you get out. So you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I honestly, as it stands right now, I don't even think I'm really good enough. But I know that's not really the greatest mindset in the world. But I think I've been honestly itching for more iRacing, and I've been doing more iRacing recently. I just that's the biggest thing, man. Doing the YouTube, Twitch deal on the side, man. It's hard to fit all that stuff in there because I remember I used to be on iRacing before I did all that stuff, really. And, I just did iRacing all the time and I got pretty good. I got all the way up to 6,000 iRacing, and that was kind of around the same time. I just stopped giving a shit about official, started doing the YouTube gig, and now I just kind of do it here and there. So I think if I really got in the swing of things and did a lot of practice and did a lot of iRacing stuff, I think I got the equipment underneath me. I think I can, it's all up to me then, but I don't know. We'll see. Honestly, I'm on the same boat. I don't think it's quite worth it for me, but because I think it's going to be a lot. It's going to be really hard, and I don't think I'm really all that. So maybe if I was all that, maybe I could just fucking do it and make it to the Coke Series. But to get all the way through that whole Road to Pro season and be one of the top 20 guys at the end of that, and then have to go to the Pro Series and be in the top 20 of that, I think, and then qualify then for the mains. I just don't think I could get all the way through there, but you never know.
Well, all right. That does it for the mailbag. askmoonhead@gmail.com.
All righty. Well, so they released the remaining schedule all the way to the end of the season for all the series. How you feel about it? Have you looked at it?
Yeah, I mean, aside from the Xfinity tweak with Dega, and I think there was one other, I don't really remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What was it?
Richmond.
Yeah, there was that, but aren't trucks going back to Kansas or something? Or
trucks at Darlington?
Well, yeah, but are trucks going back to Kansas? Let me look. Yeah, they're going back to Kansas. That was the other one I heard. That should be all right. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I don't know.
We still get a truck race at Richmond. All right, cool.
It doesn't look really much aside from Xfinity at Dega and then trucks at Darlington, and then I guess trucks at Richmond. I don't know. It doesn't look really any different. You know what I mean? I feel like I guess they did a good job of getting everything else back in. I guess things are kind of back to normal at this point, right? I mean, I don't see any more. Are there any more double headers or anything?
Geez, I don't know. I'm looking at a lot of dates here, so fuck. I'm not really sure, to be 100% honest with you. But,
pretty much, it looks like everything's pretty much back to normal at this point. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, cool. It doesn't.
I'm looking at that Richmond weekend, man. I guess they probably won't have fans, but man, I really wanted to see trucks at Richmond this year. That September 12th date, Saturday, that would be fun to. Cause that has a 2:30 race with Xfinity, and then Cup that night. That'd be fun to be there for that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess they probably won't allow fans. So, what the hell? Trucks at Bristol? Oh yeah, trucks. Yeah. Oh okay. Yeah, Bristol. That's got all 4 series. Jeez, trucks, ARCA.
Oh boy,
Xfinity Cup, dude. There's some fun. I'm super excited to see trucks at Darlington too. The fucking return, dude. Yeah, bunch of Darlington, Richmond, Bristol, Vegas, but Talladega, Roval, Kansas, Texas, Martinsville, Phoenix. So I mean, honestly, we got more good races than bad, I would say, for the most part. So I'm looking forward to it, dude. All the way to season ender November 8th, Phoenix Cup Series. That should be a good time. Yeah, so that brings us. There was a lot of shit. They just like threw a bunch of stuff at us. The whole remaining schedule and then the choose cone thing. I was honestly really surprised that they. I don't know why I was, but I was surprised that they went ahead and just did the choose cone everywhere, except for obviously the plate tracks and the road courses.
I don't know why they didn't do it for plate tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure either. I was thinking the same thing for road courses, but I guess I'm sure they probably have their reasons. I was gonna say I would imagine probably road courses would probably mean just as much as anywhere else. I guess it kind of depends though. Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the choose cone though. I didn't really think. I was thinking back, obviously, before we saw it, Michigan. Like, if they put it at the mile and a half, 2 miles, I didn't really think it'd be that big of a deal. But it seemed to be a pretty big deal today. I don't know if you watched the race today, but
yeah, I did.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
It was a bigger deal at Michigan than it was at Bristol. I felt like, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I guess they probably they were really on it showing it this week, so I guess that was one of the few things that they actually heard.
Well, I mean, I was there in person watching it, so I mean, I didn't see anybody. I saw one time, Austin Dillon jumped a bunch of spots. He went from like 10th to 5th or something in the All-Star race, and then dropped like a fucking rock. But like, I didn't see it really playing that big of a factor at Bristol. Today, though, it did play a big factor. I'm not completely sold on it yet, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate it. I don't not like it. I just don't like. I'm just kind of. I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Oh,
Who
why
cares?
not?
I mean, why not? Like, obviously, like I'm not mad about it, and I like that they have this option instead of the games on pit road and shit. But it's just like, I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It made today interesting, which was cool.
I'm all for it. I'm 100% all for it. After seeing it in Michigan, I don't know. I think I would have had to have seen it at like a Michigan, and I don't know. I was just pleasantly surprised. I like seeing the guys. They come out of pit road. Everybody's in, and everybody gets to choose one at a time. I think it's a really good addition. I really do. I mean, it just adds just that little bit more excitement, and you can't really go wrong with it. You know what I mean? It's like if you're watching your favorite driver, they either hop in one lane, the preferred lane, or they take a shot and go with the other one. Either way, it's I don't know. It's just an added decision, and it's an added. I don't know. It just kept me. It seemed like it kept me more entertained or more focused, I guess, a little bit on the race today, especially right before, because the restarts were a big deal today. I think that was a big part of why it was such a big deal. Maybe we'll have to see some more of the other tracks, but obviously with this package, the restarts are very important, anyways. I think that's almost what makes it seem a little bit better now. Is that obviously the restarts are very important now. You got the choose cone rule. It just adds even more to it now. So we got a lot of restarts, which was good because that race was not. I mean, it was. I don't know. It seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it on Twitter, I guess.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of simpletons on Twitter. I didn't hate it, but I also think it was a lot better because it was shorter. You know what I mean? If that had been 400 miles of that, I don't think I'd have liked it as much.
Yeah, there's just. I mean, the racing on the restarts was crazy, but I really hate when they get up in that top lane and they just kind of train, and you see somebody try to make a pass and then they just get trained again. Like it's basically it's like Talladega, like 15 laps to go, and they all get up there on the high side, and then there's always like Chase Elliott or somebody's trying to make a pass, and then it's obviously it's not quite that bad, but it's yeah. On the bright side though, it seems like the groove is starting to widen out further and further. Obviously they got that PJ1 shit up there in the top, which helps I guess a little bit. It seemed like they were up there a good bit. Yeah, Michigan like 5 years ago had yikes. But yeah, it's helping that now that the groove's widening out. It reminds me, I was I think I mentioned this on the podcast at some point. I was rewatching the 2008 Michigan race that Dale Jr. won, and I had forgot how like they used to use the top in Michigan, like the top. You know what I mean? Like they were all over the damn track back before they repaved it. I'd love to see him to get back to that. I think that'd be pretty cool. But then again, he probably needs some horsepower to go along with it. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a decent. Again, the restarts always help. It was just you get that one early caution and that third stage, and it's like, all right, we're probably good to the end. You know what I mean? It's like it either goes green once you get to stage 3, or you get that caution first couple laps, and then it turns into a shit show after that. Cautions breed cautions, but I thought honestly I had a good time. I was half asleep during the whole thing, anyways, but. I thought it was good. I missed the entirety. Did you watch the Road America race today, Xfinity?
So I woke up during the lightning delay or whatever it was, because I was kind of in the same boat as you. Right as I was about to fall asleep, you text me, "Road America's at 12," and I think I responded, "Fuck." I don't remember what I saw. I'm trying to think. Because I was kind of in and out of being awake. But I can remember like after the second stage was over I remember that pretty good. But before that, I was just kind of in and out.
Yeah, I wish I had more energy. I just didn't get any sleep, and it was time for the race already. So, yeah, I basically slept through the entire thing. I left it on, I cranked up the volume, and I tried to sleep under the cautions because they were so fucking long.
That's kind of what it was with me. Whenever there'd be a caution, I'd fall asleep, and then I'd wake up to the restart. And,
I'm like, I'll hear it when they get excited, and I'll wake up again. Sometimes I'd wake up, sometimes I wouldn't. I saw it was raining, and I was like, ooh, and I'd fall asleep, and I'd wake up, and I see some puddles still, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And I saw Justin Allgaier eat shit. That was really the only thing I remember. That and whoever was in the 78 car today stopped twice, I think.
Was it Vinnie Miller? No, it was
Heckert something.
Yeah. I know who you're
I remember seeing him stopped twice in 2 different portions of the race, I think.
Was he the one who was smoking like a son of a bitch?
It might have been. I think that was a different car though. I think that was it was a Mike Harmon car that went up in smoke.
Yeah,
there.
It was. That was the 6.
Yeah, from what I remember being in and out of consciousness the whole race, it seemed like there was a lot of horse shit cautions from just stalled cars or whatever. And that's the thing with Road America. Road America's cool and all, but Jesus Christ, man, if they could just like figure out a way, just pave through the middle of the fucking track. And just when there's a caution, just fucking take them through that way. So that way it doesn't take 10 minutes to do a caution lap. Because Jesus Christ, man. Fucking forever. But other than that, great track, though.
Yeah, I almost feel like they'd be better off just to, like, anytime there's a wreck, just red flag them right there. And then, because they weren't doing live pit stops. So, like, bring them around, let them come in the pits, and then come back out and do one lap or something and go green. Yeah. Because today was a little excessive.
That was one thing I really wanted to watch just because of that whole pit stop deal. I don't understand that. I understand why they're doing it, I guess, because all the teams are limited with people who could be there and something or other. NASCAR had a reason for it or whatever, but they had to choose fuel or tires. Why?
Yeah, that was some Cessra shit.
Why? I don't understand that. Why would you, under caution, only be able to take tires or fuel? You can't take both. And it was like a 2-lap penalty if you did. Why? Fucking stupid. This isn't. I mean, that is exactly what you'd see out of a stupid iRacing league trying to fucking. Once again, I'm sure they have the reasons. I'm
sure it was something like strategy centered or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was. I don't know about.
Maybe they didn't want a big fire happening. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when they spill a little fuel and a lug nut gets down there too hot, it bursts into flames. Maybe they didn't want everybody on pit road catching on fire or something. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Remember when that happened at Richmond and like Brendan Gaughan's guy, like it was like a fucking explosion. I'll never forget it. Keselowski was in the booth and they're like, "Oh, we got a fire." Then Keselowski goes, "Oh, we got a guy on fire behind the wall."
Oh,
and there was literally a guy on fire rolling around.
Oh, I don't remember that. Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
That was an all-time fucking pit explosion.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Yeah, just I don't know. I'm sure somebody probably has heard something as to why they did it. I just don't fucking know. But it sounds stupid. It probably was stupid. If it wasn't stupid, let me know. But once again, I really wish I would have stayed up and watched the whole thing and seen how that played out. But we never talked about the truck race. I just want to talk about the truck race at Michigan just for a second, just because like fucking Johnny Sauter, man. I've never been a big Johnny Sauter fan. I forgot what did he do at Iowa that got himself suspended? He dumped Austin Hill or some shit.
Austin Hill dumped him.
I forgot about that.
And then he wrecked Austin Hill under caution.
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, I remember that. I've never been a big Johnny Sauter fan, just because I think he's a tool. But I don't know, man. I was just watching that race, and it definitely I don't even remember who was in the lead. It was the Enfinger.
Yeah, it was his teammate.
It was his teammate.
Who did nothing wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. He just I just don't like. I understand. As soon as he drove off in there, I knew he was gonna wreck. I saw him start to get loose ass and start to fucking get a little happy, and I was like, he's not. I mean, if he's gonna wreck it. And it's like it's 15 laps to go to. Why you sending it that hard? And it's like he throws it off in there, he wrecks himself, and then he's yelling at his over on the team radio that what did he say? That Grant Enfinger is not going to win the championship. Why? Because you're stupid?
Yeah. See, I don't understand, and I mean, I feel like truck racers kind of have. There's like an unwritten rule because like when you pinch somebody in those things, it sucks them around, you know. I get that because I remember Todd Bodine and Kyle Busch had their thing years and years ago when Kyle Busch side sucked Bodine and Bodine went around and he had made his comments later. But that wasn't even that. Like, I don't understand. Trucks at Michigan's almost like another plate race. Just the only difference is you can break away. So I don't understand. Johnny Sauter was in the perfect spot. Why he didn't just push the dog shit out of Enfinger, get him like a 5-second lead, and then do something stupid. You know what I mean? Like on the last lap, at least you're going for it. I don't understand why he made the move right there and then was so upset when it didn't work out.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I like Enfinger. He's got a pig. We're friends on Facebook and he likes pictures of my pig. So I like Grant Enfinger. He's a good guy. But man, he fucking blew it at the end. I was so upset. Because I know he doesn't like Austin Hill, and I think it was more of like, well, if I'm not winning, Austin Hill's not winning either, and he just fucking took them all with him. But man, I wanted him to win, and he blew it.
Yeah, he did blow it. That was fucking Jesus Christ. He was all the way at the top of the track and came all the way down, and just kept on fucking.
I'm not gonna say he blew it because I think Austin Hill didn't win, so I think he accomplished what he wanted.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, like that's just, I don't know. It was unfortunate. As Dale Jarrett would say, that's unfortunate, just unfortunate.
Zane Smith won. I've been making jokes about him for a while now. Everybody gave a shit about him, and then he ate a plate of shit at Homestead, and then nobody gave a shit about him again.
Yeah.
And now he won again. Oh, look, everybody cares about him again. All right. Good on him, though. He seems like a good dude. He seems...
He got canceled.
Oh, what?
He got canceled.
Oh, why?
Because last year for Halloween, he dressed up like Donald Trump.
Huh.
Yeah. And his wife wore a suit that had newspapers on it, and it was like a fake news thing, and then he was Trump. And people dug the tweet up and were mad at him.
Oh, all right. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna have to be really careful with what I pick out for my Halloween costume this year.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think food will get me canceled because that's kind of been the theme the last couple of years. But
yeah.
I mean,
well, you never know. I mean, what if Trump ate that food for dinner that night? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, What the fuck was that? That was a Taco Bell Gordita Crunch. So,
ooh, I hope Trump didn't eat a Gordita Crunch, because then you might be in trouble. Man, it's so stupid. You see, Larson was getting shit because his wife had a birthday party mocking the Make America Great Again thing. It was like Make 30 Great Again or whatever, because she turned 30 or 26 or whatever the fuck she turned. They were mocking it. And then everybody flipped shit about that. I don't understand. You're just not allowed to be funny anymore. That's the thing. You're not allowed to have fun. If you can't have fun, everybody, if you believe in canceling, if you're one of these people, you're a fucking loser. Everybody who comes after people and tries to cancel them, it's always a fucking loser. They're just always losers who bring nothing to the world. Just a bunch of fucking dorks. That's all they ever are.
There it is. I'm not gonna go that far, but it can.
I am. You're a fucking, like, if that's what you have to spend your time doing, you're a fucking waste of breath. Like, I just don't understand it. You're obviously not good at anything else. So, like, what the fuck are you doing? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to speak for everybody. Obviously, I mean, yeah, I mean.
They're just fucking losers. That's all they are. I don't see how anybody can say anything different unless you are a fucking loser. Anybody has to sit around and dig up a year-old Halloween costume and be like, oh, I can't be happy this guy won because he wore this as a joke. I don't understand.
Yeah,
it's not like okay, and I'm not gonna say, like, there are some Halloween costumes I've seen that deserve to get people fucking shit on. Like, obviously not everything's funny. Like, you can't do certain things, but just dressing up like Donald Trump for Halloween, like, really, that's what we're gonna be mad about? If you're mad about that, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to agree with you there. There's a fucking. Yeah, just out of all the things, man. Like, what the fuck's wrong with people?
There are kids starving to death in this world, and you choose to be mad about that. Like, I just don't understand it, man.
Yeah. Well, anyways, did you see the World Outlaw thing that happened tonight?
Yes,
the
that
late
was
models?
fucking hilarious. Because the funniest thing out of all that is when Bobby Pierce's dad runs on the track and starts punching that guy. And the announcer's like, oh, and this guy, he's knocking on his window. I'm like, he's not knocking on his window. He's knocking on his fucking head. He fucking went over there and backhanded it. I mean, of course, the helmet was on, so it did nothing. But Bobby Pierce's fucking dad ran out on the track. Then the dumbass drugged the crew or the official.
Yeah. All right, here's the thing. If you guys haven't seen this, you guys can pull it up on the World Outlaws Late Models Twitter account. I don't know where the hell were they racing at tonight. I don't even know.
I don't know, but
anyways, so Bobby Pierce just jacks up this guy in this late model going down the backstretch. He dumps him. Cool. It's been happening in racing for a long time. Who knows what the fuck happened before this that made him do it? I don't know. But this fucking dumb bastard, man. I don't know who this guy is. But he got upset at it enough to drive backwards under caution, which, all right, pal, you lose me there. This isn't NASCAR heat, buddy. Like, no. If you got a fucking problem with somebody, get out the damn car and go beat his ass. All right? Don't drive backwards like a fucking asshole. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, this isn't fucking, what the fuck? It doesn't
bother me.
It bothers me. It just makes you look like a fucking idiot. Don't drive backwards, you fucking schmuck. If you're so pissed off about it, either go back out there, dump him, get him back the next race, or get out the fucking car and beat his ass. Don't drive backwards like a fucking video game like you're 8 years old.
Why not?
Because you're fucking stupid. What the fuck's the point? You're going to drive backwards, fucking nose it into him, fucking damage, but it doesn't do anything. I can't stand those videos.
But you said wreck him. You wreck him, you're still going to damage shit. Why not just go hit him head on and know you're going to get the job done?
Well, I mean, I guess you could do that, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna, I agree with you about getting out the car. Like, I've never understood why in racing it's more acceptable to literally wreck somebody in a car and put their life and your life and other people's lives in jeopardy, but it's not acceptable to get out and punch them in the face. Like, that just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Especially at these dirt tracks, like Bowman Gray. It's not a dirt track, but Bowman Gray is a perfect example. Go watch Bowman Gray. These guys, they'll go backwards, hit each other head on, go through the infield, cars are on fire, and then everything's fine. Then as soon as one of those window nets come down, 6 cops come out there and hold them in the cars. Like, no, you can't get out and fight, but you can try to kill each other with the cars. It's like,
that's absolute bullshit.
You know what I mean? So I agree with you there. But it's like, if you're going to wreck somebody, I don't give a damn if you fucking come out of the pit road, jump up in the air and land on top of him, go backwards, hit him head on. Get the job done if you're going to do it. You're already tearing shit up. You might as well finish the job. Now, where this guy went wrong is he didn't finish the job. I think he realized that he was about to ramp over Bobby and possibly kill himself or someone else. So he slowed her down. But still, my point stands. If you have to go backwards to get the job done, do it.
I disagree. Make an ass out of yourself. They're fucking, everybody else is trying to race. They're underpaced. Let's get the fucking show on the road. Here comes this asshole who makes it himself way more important than everything else that's going on tonight to fucking go backwards, hit this guy head on, gives him a little boop, fucking drives him around a little bit, and then takes an official for a ride. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Now, that was a little... Where he lost me was taking the official for a ride, because he knew that guy was on the window. Now, granted, the official's a dumbass for holding on to the car for that long. I don't understand. Like, that's another thing, man, and I see a lot of angry people do this. Why in the fuck do people run out there and grab a hold of a race car that's moving? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, remember that crew guy who ran out on the track last year at one of those late model races, and the car was parked, and he, like, went over there and jumped in the window, and that guy fired her up and took him for a ride? I love when they do that. Don't go approach somebody when they're out there, especially if you're not another driver. But, like, don't go up there and get in somebody's window. You know what I mean? When they're strapped in the car. Fucking... I think that anybody who does that, the driver should just grab their arm or grab their shirt and fucking dump the clutch and go and take them for a ride. But when it's an official, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't like the fucking guy driving backwards. If you're gonna wreck him, just go out there and get him next race. You know what I mean? If you're coming up behind him or whatever, just fight. Like, we don't gotta do all this fucking extra shit. It just looks fucking stupid.
I think you should have committed. I will agree with you there.
They should what they should do, and I like exactly what you said. It's bullshit that they can go out there and full throttle each other, just fucking what's that short track called? Fucking
Bowman Gray.
I think that's such fucking horse shit. What a waste of just everything. Get out the fucking. They should have a little box after the race.
Yeah.
If there's people who've got problems, one guy gets to the box. If the other guy shows up, fucking duke it out. If not, he doesn't got any balls. But just get the fuck out of the cars. Just fucking fisticuffs, man. Fisticuffs solves all the problems. All of them.
It's so bad. It happens dirt tracks around here. You full throttle somebody, wreck them. It's like, okay, worst case, you get a ban from that track or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's worst case. Usually it's just like DQ, whatever. See you next week. Maybe you get a few weeks off, whatever. But the second you get out and go dot somebody's eye, you know, you're having to talk your way out of handcuffs. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't know, because you're not only putting yourself, the driver you're wrecking, you're putting other drivers, spectators, track workers, all this stuff in danger when you're fucking doing that shit. But the second you go punch somebody, oh, you're a criminal. It makes zero sense to me. It's never made any sense.
I'm telling you, that's what they need to do. They need right in the fucking infield. They need to paint an orange box, and if one of those drivers shows up, they need to alert the other guy. And they bring the other guy in, and they just fucking duke it out in front of the fans, and that's how the night ends. One winner, one loser. That's the end of it. Next week, that's it.
Or just let them go at it on the front stretch. I mean, right there in front of the grandstands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they should. That'd be great. They should have the choose cone, and then right next to it, the fucking beat each other's ass box.
People wouldn't be so brave then, though. Like, that's the thing. Just like when people talk about that in NASCAR, not letting crews get involved in fights, you know what I mean? Like, I think it would ruin it if they made that a thing, because we'd never see any fights. Nobody'd really want to fight, because most of these drivers do the fake hold me back thing. The realest fight we've had in a long time was Gregson and Burton.
Yeah, I can't stand all that extra shit. Just let him fucking duke it out, man. And, you know, obviously when it goes to the ground, that's when he fucking, you know, but just let him duke it out for a second, you know. Fucking let him fucking.
I agree there. But the backwards thing, hating on the backwards thing, I won't hate on the backwards thing, because I hate on it a little bit because he didn't commit. But if he was looking to end Bobby's night, he was going about it right until he slowed down. So.
All right, well, I'm gonna hate on it. I think that's about the end of our list. You want to do some picks for tomorrow?
Yes, I picked Keselowski.
All right. You know, I was really thinking before this. I was really thinking Eric Jones would win one of these races. Because that's
what made you think that?
That's the good fucking NASCAR story right there. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Either him or Keselowski. One of those.
Oh, and Rick Allen. I can hear it now.
Oh yeah.
You know, earlier this week he said he doesn't have a ride, and now. And then he's going to do that thing where he speeds it up because he thinks he's going too slow. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm going too fast. So he slows it down again. And then he starts coming for line. He's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
He always does that shit. He never
going to be a winner in Michigan. And then it's fucking silence for the next 5 minutes. Oh fucking Rick Allen, dude. Yeah. Earlier this week.
Yeah. Always. Where Austin Dillon? About a month and a half ago, he had a kid. Like, 9 months ago, he boned his wife. Now they have a kid, and now he's a winner.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! All right, I'm gonna pick Eric Jones. I'm gonna take the big story of the day. I'd really like to see. It'd be cool to see him or Keselowski win. Poor Keselowski. I felt bad for him after this race, being that close to winning there, and fucking still couldn't get it done. He's going to get it one of these damn times, but Harvick was on at just another level. And if they show up with that same car again, I don't see how he fucking loses unless he eats shit or I don't think there's any other way he'd lose. But yeah, I'll go with Eric Jones. Fuck it. Why not? Let's see it. Real quick though, before we wrap it up, StarCom baby, Quinn's first lead lap finish of the season. It should have came probably a lot sooner. He's been real unlucky this season just with cautions and getting laps back and people going laps down right before a caution or something where he would have got the lucky dog. But today the luck was on Quinn's side. He got 3 lucky dogs. Each of them were perfectly timed. Couldn't have gone any better. And he had some speed to go along with it today. He outran a handful of guys all day. And came home for a P32, I think. So, no, it wasn't 30. I was thinking about New Hampshire. He finished 27th. That's what it was. Nice little day. That's what I thought. I finished a little higher than that. P27, so nice little day for him on the lead lap. Man, that's what I was saying. If it was just a little bit more of a shit show, dude, and he worked his way up to P20, he could have started on pole, but maybe next time. So, Chris Buescher's on pole. That's nice, I guess. Huh.
He wrecked, speaking of going backwards, he wrecked Jonathan Nemechek, and then Nemechek wrecked 2 more times. Went backwards during one of them to go to pit road. That was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Chris Buescher, Clint Bowyer, front row. I love these inverts. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I don't really give a fuck about the double headers, but I'm a big fan of the top 20 invert. Personally, I'd love to see the whole field invert because, you know, why the fuck not? But I understand why they don't. But, yeah, obviously, I mean, it's probably not going to hold on too long, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the inverts. I'd like to see him have going forwards. I don't know about you, but maybe a double header or 2 throughout the season, just so they can have an excuse to invert the field for the second race. But I don't know. It's cool to see guys like Chris Buescher or whoever else up in there get a shot. Tyler Reddick's going to be starting up there. He had a fucking rough go at it. Who did he dump? He dumped Priest. He got real loose up underneath them and clipped him there. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode. You got anything else you want to go about?
No, sir.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for this week's edition of the Gas Holes Podcast. We appreciate you watching. Damn, kind of lost my train of thought there. Thanks for listening.
Not our best outro. Ooh,
yeah. You know, we live and learn. This is a bad outro. Bad week for it, but would you like to wrap it up? You usually don't wrap it up, so maybe you
No, I usually it wouldn't make any sense. Are you fucking kidding me? We just got a mailbag question every fucking week right after we wrap it up.
God damn it. Well, do you want to answer it? Is it good? Or do you want to save it?
Let me look. It came from Ashton. He called it the moon bag. Does Kenseth win a race this year? No.
All right, that's going to do us, everybody, for the Gas Holes Podcast. We appreciate you for listening. As always, we love you. We'll see you next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Be there.